It all began when Jim Nugent was a teenager caddying for Charlie Cootie in the 1972 Western Open at Sunset Ridge in Northfield. That hooked him on the game of golf that he's still a major part of today.
The Business of Golf is brought to you by MB Financial Bank.
These days, Jim Nugent is the driving force behind Global Golf Post. This digital version of all things golf focuses on the major professional tours. Before he created GGP, he took Golf Week from a small magazine into an industry must-read.
Toward the end of my tenure at Golf Week, it dawned on me that this thing called the internet was real, and that it was coming, and that it was going to dramatically alter our business. And I didn't want to stick around to see how it was going to impact Golf Week in a negative way. So I left for a while. I did some work for the PGA Tour, and while I was away, I wrote a business plan for what has become Global Golf Post. And basically, Global Golf Post is Golf Week or Golf World, but without paper, without postage, without ink, and delivered every Monday morning at 7 a.m. Chicago time.
There's even a Chicago version featuring Tim Cronin and Ed Sherman, both longtime Windy City golf journalists. Global Golf Post also follows the economic climate of the game. There's no doubt there's been plenty of ups and downs in recent years.
The game is fine. The business of the game in some quarters is struggling. Not on television and not at the PGA Tour level, and certainly not with the purses that the players are playing for. It is a time-consuming game, sadly, and it probably takes more time than it needs to. And you know, it's a hard game. You just can't show up on the first tee after a couple of lessons and break 80. So there are a lot of things working against growing golf in America in terms of the number of golfers or participation.
On the other hand, Chicagoland courses are doing pretty well these days. The area's always played a large role in the sport.
I'm not objective about this, obviously, but there's a part of me that has on more than one occasion characterized Chicago as the best golf town in America. Mostly by that I'm referring to the culture of our game here in Chicago, but also quite obviously to all the spectacular golf courses like the one across the street, Dubstrid. There's so much good golf here, both public and private. There used to be, it used to be a little bit of an enclave of equipment manufacturers back in the day with Ram and Northwestern and Wilson Golf and Tommy Armour. Sadly, that's gone. Really, only Wilson is still in business and still located here. But this is as good a golf town as you'll find in America, and as I said, in my estimation, it's the best.
You can subscribe to the Chicago version of Global Golf Post by visiting cdga.org. There's no doubt Chicago is a great golf town. One company certainly trying to keep that tradition alive is the club fitting experts at Club Champion.
Hi, I'm Nick Sherburne with Club Champion Golf. In today's segment, we'll be talking about the exciting new products in 2012. To get started, we'll talk about Taylormade. They have two new lines this year. The R11S, which is taking over last year's R11. The only differences is that it's 460cc, so now it's bigger and more forgiving, but you also have double the adjustability in their sole plate and their hosel. Then, the highly touted Rocket Balls line. Rocket Balls driver is 460cc's, very forgiving driver with an adjustable hosel. But what you've even heard more talk about is the Rocket Balls 3-wood. The Rocket Balls 3-wood is touted as the hottest 3-wood on the market. It has a velocity speed spot in the front that allows for a hotter face to generate more ball speed. Similarly, Adams has the similar technology and a similar kind of feel. Moving on to the Ping products, they have their new i20, taking over from the i15. The i15 was a very low launching, low spinning driver, but not as forgiving. So what they did is they made weight ports in the back, putting more weight back and farther from the face to make the i20 not only a low launching, low spinning driver, but also forgiving. And it also has a very neat matte black finish. The last driver we'll talk about is the Razor Fit. This is Callaway's new fully adjustable driver. The Razor Fit has two weight ports on it, allowing you to not only play with swing weight, but also allowing you to adjust the ball flight to draw or fade more. as well as they have a fully adjustable hosel, allowing you to open and close the face to affect ball flight as well. All these drivers are great. You should go out and check and see which one you like the most, and most importantly, get properly fit for the driver to make sure that it performs the way it should.
By the way, Club Champion is expanding out east with a new store in Philadelphia. Up next, we'll get another stroke-saving tip from a top 100 teacher, and we'll see some Chicago Bears teeing it up at the site of this year's Ryder Cup.